Hello, this is Miss Craven, and I am going to show you a short little lesson from Excel and give you some tips and things that will help you be successful with this lesson. So have some fun. Okay, here I am going to model a lesson in Excel, and up at the top of the assignment sheet there's some little tips for you. So under the Home tab, there's the alignment where you'd find indent. Under Insert tab is headers and footers, and all those are found up here at the top of your worksheet. You'll find a lot of things that are similar in Word with Excel. There's differences where in Word you wouldn't have formula and data, but you'll have the Home tab, Insert, page layout is the same as in Microsoft Word. So all you have to do is just follow the instructions under the project number. So the first thing it wants me to do is open Store, and so I just went to the Home website and downloaded this Store Excel worksheet and then pulled it up, and I have these side by side so that's easier to work with rather than clicking back and forth between what my assignment page is and what I'm working on. So the first thing it says to do is save the workbook as store assets followed by your initials. So if you come up the top right here at the start button, do save as, and then just as Excel worksheet, workbook, and then your name wherever you want it, whatever file you want to save it on, under store assets, your initials. Okay, then the next thing it wants us to do is insert a column to the left of column B. So if you come over here to column B, these are columns, the numbers are rows. So column B, if you just click on the top up here where the B is, it highlights the whole column, and it wants you to insert a column. So the fastest way that I look for things in Excel is by right clicking. So if I right click and just do insert, it's automatically going to put an empty column next to B, and B turns into C. That's how that works. Okay, number 4, change the width of column A to 45. And again, I'm just going to come up here and highlight all of it, and I'm going to right click again, and there's column width. So if I just click on column width and put in 45, okay, and it just changed all of them. Next thing I need to do is move the contents of the range D3 to D16 to the range B3 to B16. So if I look up here to D3, right here, all the way to D16, there are several ways that you can do this. So you can highlight all the information, just in D, right click on it and do cut, and then come over here to B where it wants you to take it and then do paste. That's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it using the shortcut keys on your computer is you can highlight it. You know it's highlighted because you have, I call them the dancing ants around the cells, and you can do Control X and that will cut it. And if you come over here, do Control Paste, Control V is paste, then you can do it that way as well. Now, if you ever get in a situation where you have the dancing ants, as I call them, and you go to do something and they're still there, the best way to get rid of those is just by pushing your escape key, and that will get rid of those dancing ants. Alright, the next thing it wants us to do is change the width of the column B and C to 10. You can do this at one time just by highlighting the columns, right clicking, column width, and doing 10. Alright, indent the contents of A9, A13, and A16. So if you're not sure where the indent button is, If you come up here to the tips at the top of the sheet, under the Home tab, under Alignment, there's Indent. So if I come over here under Home, and then here's the Alignment, and then one of these little icons is Indent. And if you hover over them, you're going to get a tip of what it is. This is top alignment. This is align text to the left. I come down here. This is decreasing the indent. Well, I want to increase it, so I'm going to come over here, and there's the increase indent. There's also two different ways that you can do this as well. So if I go to A9 and click on A9 and then indent it, I can do it that way. And then go to A13, indent it, there you go. But one way, if you have things that I have 3 to do, I can do them all at one time. If I highlight A9, press the Control button, and then highlight A13 and A16. If you notice, they're all highlighted, and then go click the indent button. That'll do all 3 at one time. So there's just a quick little tip for you. If you have certain things that you need to do for more than one cell, you can always use the Control or the Shift button. All right, underline the contents of B3 to C3. So here I come to B3, C3, highlight them, and then under Home, it's your typical underline button. All right, insert a footer that includes your name in the left footer box and the current date in the right footer box. So if you're not quite sure where that would be, you can come up and see if there's a tip up here. Insert tab is headers and footers. So if I come over here to the Insert tab, and here's my headers and footers. So if I click on this, it's going to show my headers, which is at the top of the page, and my footers are at the bottom. So I'm going to click here to add a footer. And the instructions are that it wants me to include my name in the left footer box. So this is the left footer box. So I'm just going to type in my name or your name. And always make sure when you are including your name that you capitalize it correctly. That's a very important habit to get into. And then in the right footer box, it wants the current date. So I could go ahead and just put in the current date, or up at the top under your Design tab, it has current date right here. So if you click on that current date, now what this function does is that anytime you open this worksheet, their current date will show in here. If I just type in 6/15/15, anytime I open this worksheet, it's going to show 6/15/15. But if you want a current date of whatever day you're opening it up, then you would want to use this function rather than just typing in the date yourself. All right, so number 10, save, preview, and then close the worksheet. So once you've already saved it, you saved it at the beginning. So to save all of your work, all you would have to do is click on this save button right up here, and it'll save it. And then the last thing I want you to do is preview. So if you go to your start, and then go to hover over the print, and then go to print preview. This is what it would look like if you had printed out, and then you can see in the footers your name and the current date, and that all looks correct. Everything looks like it should be, so then you can go ahead and submit the assignment. And it looks like that's all the instructions that it's asking you to do. Okay, so I hope this little tutorial helped you with your Excel lessons. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. I am more than happy to help you succeed. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you next lesson.